am excited. Baby, look at all this beauty in the room. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of For the Culture. I am Wop, Wop, Wop. I'm
Hitty on the ride.
My crew was a little late, but better late than never. I am Hitty on the Rocks, and to my right is the queen herself.
We got.
Her name Keisha though. I always say that. Her name Keisha though. And who's sitting next to you?
She asked you.
Who?
Oh.
CSO.
I'm sitting next to you.
Chief Straightening Officer.
Yes, Miss Tiffany herself. We have some special ladies in the house tonight. Please allow me to do the introduction. We have the beautiful and fabulous Miss Zeta. Miss Sharita is here, looking fabulous. And of course, everybody know Terrell, honey. She is Duval. Miss Duval Terrell over here. And then we have Miss Renee. And then we have the beautiful Brittany, a.k.a. Beyonce Solange. Because she looked like both of them. When I walked in the door, I was like, I wanted to do that all of a sudden. But we're so glad you are here. We're hoping you will share this with someone, with everybody, because I'm sure what we're talking about, you're talking about. So join in on the conversation. Hit us up on social media or however you can. We want to hear from you. So ladies, now that that's all out the way, what's up? Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
We want to talk because there's so much to talk about.
Yes, it is.
The main and the first question is, how y'all doing? How's it going? How's it going?
It's good.
Oh yeah? Okay, life is good. Praise God.
What
Praise
makes
God
you
for that.
Cause I'm alive. Alive and
Oh,
well.
well, there it is.
That is true. That is true. But next to
Right
that,
together, real quick.
I mean, the world is worlding and life is lifing right
That's
now.
right.
So for anybody to say I'm good, girl, really?
Right.
Okay.
True.
Okay, man.
Stretched out.
Count the blessings.
Okay, very good. Very good. Beyonce, what you got, baby?
Oh wow.
Where's Jay-Z? What about the elevator fight?
I don't know where Jay-Z is, but wherever he at, I need my money.
I know that's right. Yes.
And we come as a group.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. We are packaged in. Yes.
I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm busy. I have a lot going on, so I'm
Okay.
juggling a lot on my plate. But
Okay.
other than that, I'm like my sis right here. I'm good. I'm grateful for life.
So amongst that juggling, and I'm going to ask some uncomfortable questions a little bit, but we keep it real here because we are for the culture. So amongst all that juggling, are you remembering to take care of yourself though?
I'm actually in the middle of learning how to balance that. Today, even today, we doing the show with this Real Talk. I was having one of those days where I just didn't feel balanced. I was completely drained before coming here, tired, worked, and you find yourself trying to help everybody else before you even think about helping yourself. So
Yes, indeed.
that's kind of what I've been feeling. So Brittany is in the middle of finding her balance.
Okay.
Okay.
But that eyeliner busting though. You got that balance, baby. It ain't no secret that wing, she ready to take off. You good, boo. You good with that. You look beautiful. But good luck with that balance because as you know, as we all know, that balance act is so important. And it seems like now more than ever, I would say since the pandemic, life is different. And I would say since the pandemic, everything has changed where I feel for myself, I have to be intentional about carving out that time and creating that balance for myself. Because if you don't, it'll take you up out of here.
That's right.
So you've got to be very intentional. Miss Terrell, Miss Duval. What's up, boo? How you doing? It's good to see you. It's been a minute.
No, it has. It has. Oh, I'm better than good.
Amen
You
to
know
that.
what? First of all, because I'm among some beautiful black
And we are.
women. Yes.
Yes.
And my life has been an experience. Let me say that. I've learned to understand grief more
Oh, good for you.
because I've had a lot of grief in the last 2 years. And I have learned to be pliable with life.
What does that mean?
To be able to be flexible.
Oh, wow.
Right, because we never know what life deals us. So you have to
Minute
be
to
like
minute.
a river. You have to know how to flow in between the cracks, in between the rocks of life. So I have I've learned. I've preached that a lot to people, but I had to learn it for myself. So, I mean, I think I'm now discovering who Terrell really is. So,
I'm on that journey right now. But baby, I tell y'all, when I found out,
girl, look, that don't mean the journey been great. I'm on that journey.
Yes. Yeah, but I know of myself and a few other people that I don't know if it's an age thing or a wisdom thing or a mental thing, but more than ever now, that is, anytime I have free moment, pen and paper, like trying to figure it out. And I've never ever been that curious. I've always just been going with the flow, whatever life brings, creating spaces. But now it's completely different, and I thank God for that. I really, really do.
When you hit that 5-0, that everything.
Ooh, girl,
that did it for me.
So I was about to say, it's something. I know it's people that ain't made it there.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. You are prepping now. You just don't know you're prepping. You start prepping. But then when the story getting in, then you be like, oh Lord.
It's the preparation before the promise.
That's it.
Come on, Pastor Terry Brown. That's what you're talking about. The preparation before the promise. Because it is coming. I promise you. Yeah, it's coming.
It's it. We can't tell you what it is. It is all types of everything. It is it.
It is those knees starting to hurt.
Oh, you see, I got on flats, baby. One time you would have never come here flat.
When you sit down here.
What? Yes, indeed. You know, I want to
definitely ain't got time for the foolish.
That part. Yes.
So I just think gotta be 50 to get there, because I'm already there.
Yeah, you
I'm not
prepping.
even there, so I don't have time.
You prepping. You
I
prepping.
don't have time.
Yes.
You're gonna be a little bit more vocal about it.
If the Army hasn't made me vocal enough already,
You in the Army?
I was. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
We're
gonna talk about
Okay.
that.
But I got to piggyback off of something you just said. I got to tell y'all. We family, right? We family, right? Now, so let me tell you. So recently I was on vacation, and I do my thing. I'm walking around, I'm shopping, and I'm going from store to store. And the state that I'm in, it was very, very windy, and I had on a little cute short dress looking fine and fluffy.
What?
So baby, that wind came, and my whole entire dress did Marilyn Monroe. It flew up. Guess what? That's when I know I changed.
Yes.
Because I didn't even care. I'm fresh out. I did not care. Listen, I figured I blessed them that day. I blessed them.
So you kept right on.
I just pulled it on down and walked on, and it was right there by the front of the stuff.
Yeah.
I just pulled it on down and kept walking like, what?
Right.
Didn't even care. Because I'm over 50 and I don't care. I'm fresh out.
You fresh out.
Fresh out.
And I think we
I'm
all
fresh
had
out.
that dress.
I have never had that happen. Now the old me, I would have went to my car and cried like, oh my God, no. Please, I'm not taking that stuff. At least I had on some cute underwear.
That's it.
At least I had some on. But I'm just saying. Listen. But I can't leave you out, sis. How you doing?
Well, thank you so much for that question. And I heard someone tell me this, so I'm going to reciprocate that.
Let's hear it.
I choose to be well.
That's
And when she said that to me, it pondered. Because for you to say, I choose to be well, regardless of what you may be going through, you have a choice to either drive forward or drown. So I choose to drive forward in everything that I do. My life is challenging. I'm a busy mom, busy wife, busy career woman, but yet and still, I choose to be well. Now, when people ask me how I'm doing, I love to be different. I don't say good, I say excellent. How many people do you hear how are you doing? I'm excellent. That's how I live my life.
That's awesome. You see how that mood done changed? We all like,
I almost feel like you done told her these questions because it seemed like she been rehearsing.
Not at all. Never seen her a day in my life. But I'm glad I got to know her now. Wow. Let me ask you this. Are some days better than others?
Always. I work at a mental health institution.
Oh, well, there you have it.
That says that I work at a mental and behavioral health facility. Every day, I can have a client go from 0 to 100 in 1 second.
Wow.
So, and I'm an HR director. So, go figure. I'm in the people serving business.
Yes.
So not only am I dealing with the mental and behavioral health space, I'm dealing with over 66 clients, 66 staff members at 3 various locations.
and I'm a team of one.
Wow.
So constantly, I'm always talking to myself and encouraging myself. And sometimes I do have to shut my office door and say a prayer. I keep my worship music flowing because, again, I work at a mental health institution and spirits are real. So on that note, it's a matter of me saying, I may be going through a moment and it's okay because I'm human. What am I going to do now? Am I going to drown in this or am I going to keep pressing forward?
Right.
My life isn't perfect, and I tell people that all the time. People may look at me and think I have it going on from head to toe, but let me tell you something. I'm a hot mess. And depending upon what hour you get me, you may get the hot mess. You may get Sharita or you may get She's So Sassy. You choose.
I love that.
You
She's
choose.
so sassy.
Right. That's my nickname. She's so sassy. But yet and still, you know, I have my days, my up and down days. But I'm human. But I choose to be well.
But you know, that's one of the topics I wanted to talk to us ladies about, is because it's so real, and it has been and remains to be my platform for a number of years. Is mental health. It's real.
It is.
Ooh, let me tell you, it is real. You deal with it on a daily basis. How do you find your balance that you work in that and you see that all day? It has to, I would imagine, in some form or fashion, it has to affect you, and then you have to go home to your family and be wife, mother, teacher, cook, maid. You got to go home and do all that after you've had a day that you did. Where do you find your balance? How do you find it?
So one, I'm a true napper. Some people read books. Some people watch movies. I choose to take a nap. So my nap consists of every day 30 minutes to an hour where I nap.
Like
literally
physically take a nap?
Physically take a nap.
Where does this happen at?
At home. Once I get home,
I was about to
I
say.
take my nap. Now, at the end of my day, the way that I de-stress is basically taking a nap.
Okay.
De-stress, nap. Now I'm able to give my husband 100% of me and my children 100% of me. But I tell you, even in that balance, the way that I handle my day, I pray and I educate. Now, I say I educate because when people ask, they may ask, well, what do you do? And I would say, I'm an HR director and I work at a mental health facility. It just happened yesterday. And the first thing that people say is, oh, you work with crazy people.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that word.
And it took me back because now that I work in a mental health space, no one is crazy. Because like I educated this gentleman, I said, you know what, that could be you.
Yes.
We are all one step away, all one blink away from being mental.
Yes.
Just like these clients. And I work around some clients that literally they were engineers. Wow. They were vast in what they've done. But however, life happened to them. And they were not strong enough to overcome it. So I said, be very careful when you're calling someone crazy, because that can be you. That can be your mom. That can be your father.
Yes.
Okay? So it happened that one time, but it also happened another time. And me educating, at the end of my appointment, the lady came to me and said, by the way, can I have one of your business cards because I think I need to talk to someone. So the way I handle that is simply I pray and I educate. I tell people all the time, you know how they say IT? Well, I say IT is a wave of the future. Everything is about technology. Well, you know what? Mental health is now running neck and neck with IT.
I would agree.
Mental health is where we're going. Mental health affects every person, from the strongest person to the weakest person. Mental health, that's where the monies, the fundings, the grants, everything is going to mental health because it affects every facet of everybody's life. So I pray and I educate.
Can I say something to what she just said? It's amazing that you said that, because as a preacher, as a pastor daughter, been in ministry all my life, I was Baker acted. I went to the mental institute, so I was there with the people that was running into the walls, and you know, and I remember when the police came to pick me up because I had a nervous breakdown, and I was on the garage and I called my mom and I said, I'm getting ready to run off this garage, and I went and tell her where I was located, and it took my uncle to call to, you know, get me to go to a close friend house, and then the police came and picked me up. And I will never forget something he said. When he dropped me off, he said, you're not crazy. He said, you're just having a rough time in life right now. He said, I never want to bring you here again. He said, you're a young lady with a lot of promise. And like you said, because people see, they expect preachers to be perfect. We're the ones that's supposed to be, perfect in heaven. But I'm like you said, I'm a mess. I just serve the master.
That's right.
I'm a mess that serve the master. That's it. So that's important. I couldn't just leave out feeling like I was crazy. I'm not crazy. Everybody have that breaking point. Everybody have that breaking point. That's why it's so important how we deal with each other.
And it is, and it's important to educate. To educate. I vowed, being in this space, I would educate as many people that's willing to listen. You're not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm going through a moment. I'm going through a challenging time right now. And I need you to pray for me if you pray, or I need you to encourage me.
Don't talk about it.
But it's going to be okay. With the blink of an eye, you can be good to go. Blink of an eye, you can be Baker acting. We Baker Act clients all day, every day. And I work in the hardest hit area here in Jacksonville, the north side, Gateway, Norwood area, where it's our people. I can tell you every homeless person. I can tell you every prostitute, because I know them and I see them, and guess what? I love them just like they're my sister, just like they're my mom. And they see me, or they got an HR director, they're Zeta, right? But yet when they see me, they know, wow, she has love for me. I don't look at them any different than the way that I look at my own children. Pray and educate.
Nice. Thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that with us. That takes a lot. But that's what this space is about. That's why we're talking, because as she mentioned, looking at you, like most people do, they see you, and myself included, they see you and they think, oh yeah, Beyonce, Solange, you guys in the studio tonight? And people, I've heard that more than I could even imagine. And I always tell people, you see my glory, but baby, you don't know my story at all. If you sat down and learned this story, I would have you crying. So we're all a mess, I think, in our own right. I don't think nobody's life is perfect, and if you think your life is perfect, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. Absolutely, get real. But I don't want to skate around the CSO, baby. I want to know how you doing.
You know what, Henny? I'm good. I'm good. Is everything that everyone has said is a little piece. Of me. So I'm good. I really don't have anything really great to say. I'm good. I'm working through some things.
Okay. As we all are.
Yeah. We all are. But, I really do want to get to a place where I'm completely happy with me. And I know that you're never completely happy, but I want to be I want to be happy with me. So I'm working on it. I can't remember who said that. Was that you? Somebody said something about that. I don't remember. But I'm working on getting there. I'm working on getting there.
That's the main thing, is that you are working towards it.
Yeah.
We should all be working towards something in life. Not just us, but everybody. Man, woman, child, teenager, adolescent, senior citizen, it doesn't matter. We all should be working towards something in life. Always, always. Queen. What's up? How you doing?
You asked me that already.
No, nice try. I started with Beyonce. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good but busy. And sometimes when I'm busy, makes me not good. But I'm good because I'm busy doing things that I love for people that I love.
So what would happen if you were not busy? Some people like to.
I wouldn't be good.
That's what I was thinking. Some people like to stay busy so they don't have to face, oh shoot, this is still waiting on me.
Exactly.
So we have to make sure that even though we are staying busy and creating busy spaces, it's still over there waiting on you. If that's I can speak for myself.
That's it. Just waiting on me.
But in the process of you staying busy to avoid, I don't want you to wear yourself out.
Right.
I want you to still take care of you.
Sound like my mom.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I do. I do have to put more, I think, more into me, not like financially or anything like that, just time. For a while, I gave, I have my daughter that just went off, and I have my family, so it's for a while that was where a lot of my attention went, because I had to see her follow through with getting off to school and everything like that. So I made a commitment to give myself back time.
Okay.
You know,
You
I
took
mean,
your time
so
back.
you know,
Reclaiming my time.
Yeah.
Come on, Maxine.
But you know, everybody else is reclaiming it too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're saying that
you have to learn. You still have to learn how to organize that time. You know, because it's that time also being an entrepreneur. Like you know, I mean, I know it's. Yeah. Being an entrepreneur is we on some different we on some other type of stuff.
Definitely.
It just does and being an entrepreneur is very selfish. It's very selfish. But if you know if I don't do it for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it for nothing and I don't do it for now either. I do it for later. So I prep for my life later. If I'm gonna do all of this for nothing, or just to say okay I'm done, then that's not enough for me.
Now let me ask you this: when it comes to the being busy part, you know that there are other coping mechanisms. You don't have to stay busy. There's coping mechanisms that you can do for yourself to pour into yourself. I learned that from my therapy session yesterday. I ain't ashamed, baby. Yes, I get this head taken care of, not just a cut by the queen, but I do sit on the couch, and I'm proud of that. You should consider that as well. So I'm being taught that there are other coping mechanisms, so you don't have to wear yourself out.
I get that. I mean, I'm not a basket case.
No, I know you're not. Because I wouldn't sit in that chair if you were.
I'm not a basket case with it. I just honestly, a lot of my business, it is to deal with, things the way that I deal with it.
Okay.
But it's not, it's not in a depressing way.
Okay.
It's not in a sad way. It's not, it brings me joy.
Good. That's
You
that
know,
word.
It brings me joy. So, I'm not where I'm not supposed to be.
Okay.
So as long as I'm where I'm supposed to be, I'm gonna give it what I got.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Is it just me that remember that song?
No, we remember
Y'all
that
so
song.
young. You don't know.
I remember the song, but it wasn't,
Okay.
worth bringing it back up.
Actually, it was. So listen, we're gonna talk about this here world that we are living in.
Yes.
The world is whirling right now. By any chance, is anyone here raising a son?
Yes.
I have a son.
My bonus son.
You
Yes.
own a son.
My bonus son.
Oh, well, you are.
Yeah.
And you are.
Yeah.
It has got to be rough.
It's
scary.
Because it's scary and it's also unfair that we even have to have these conversations.
Right.
I can only imagine, I've never had kids, hallelujah, but I can only imagine as a mother when your son is not in your presence, the concern or the fear that you have to have, or even the conversations that you may have had to have with your son about the obvious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you share with us, share with the people, if you did have to have that conversation, what did it go like, or have you had a conversation with your sons and have they expressed frustration, hurt, pain from what's happening to our black men out there that's being killed by the police, that's being murdered by the police?
Exactly.
Well, I had somewhat of a conversation with my son, and just basically, if you're pulled over by the police, what you need to do next, right? And in having that conversation, my son literally told me, "Mom, it happens," as if it was something normal. It happened. It happens, and it had happened. So in finding out that he had got pulled over by the police innocently, he basically walked me through what he had to do, and to the point where he was walking in our neighborhood, and the police basically, he had a book bag, him and his friends, and the police basically mistaken him for someone, and they essentially pulled him over, put him in the back of the police car, and began to question. So the way my son handled it was very, very good, because he said, "Mom, I answered all their questions. I told them that I lived on this particular street, and they advised that there were some break-ins recently or whatever, so they was
That's
just
so
basically
typical.
checking." You're right.
So
Yeah.
typical.
So
That's the
the-
oldest trick in the book.
It is. So the way that he handled it, I thought it was very great the way he handled it. But he says, "Mom, it's nothing to be afraid about."
But I'm sure you realize they could have went way different. And then you got a phone call to come identify your son's body.
And you're definitely right. So I always have, even coming over here, I had the conversation, my son went to work this morning, and just, I always check in with my 2 children. How was your day? What did you do today or whatever? And as far as my daughter would give me conversation all day, but my son is like, Mom, you're talking too much. You're asking too many questions. But yet it's still, I ask, how was your day? What did you do? That kind of thing. So I do try to do those temperature checks with him often because he's 19, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And he is a thriving 19-year-old young man.
Nice.
Thriving. But yet it's still, he's trying to, you know, figure out what he wants to do in life.
I am too.
And
I
with
am
me
not 19.
trying to direct him for where he wants to go, he's quick to tell me, Mom, I got it. So, and that's where my frustration comes in, in trying to, I see where I want him to go and how I want him to live, but yet he's his own man. He's his own young man.
Yeah.
And he's quick to tell me, Mom, I got it. So,
And it's something how these boys be so grown and I got it.
Yes.
And the minute something go wrong, Mom.
that's it.
Really? But you said you got it though.
That's
But
it.
they know Mama gonna always be there.
Yeah.
Always,
Oh, Mom,
always.
can I get $10? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. My brother's almost in their 50s.
Yes.
Well, my other brother that was sitting on my, but they got like they're so grown.
Yes.
But as soon as something happened, I'm finna call them out. This Mama.
See?
See? Almost 50.
Yes.
Mama.
Yes. You ain't gonna believe what happened.
That's it.
She come come back.
Okay. Well, you got it. Woo. Terrell, talk to me about your son, your bonus son is
He's
still your son.
13, so
Oh.
I don't have to worry about that part right now because he still wants to be a kid, which I love. He still want to go outside. He still want to play football in the street.
Nice.
So things that you don't see many kids
Yes,
do now.
yes.
So the only thing we worried about is him eating all the food in the house and sliding up and down our stairs. And like, he can't walk. He just step, hop, jump, flip.
He's a real boy.
Yeah, he's a
Oh,
boy.
boy.
I raised a daughter, so daughters are little
Yeah,
girls are
yeah.
more quiet and dancing.
Yes.
Ew,
And I
he's
just
sliding
be-
on that pole. Ugh.
And I just get excited, and he just like straight up my leg. And my husband's like, I know. So that's the only thing I'm really just like, who can you be still for like 2 minutes? He be like,
So when it comes to all of the black men that, you know, as I mentioned earlier, there was a time when it was like, I can honestly say it was so bad of so many killings of black men. I would just sit there sometimes looking at the wall just numb.
Yes.
And that's obviously with me not having any kids. So I can only imagine, even a 13-year-old, I'm sure his dad or somewhere down the line, somebody didn't have to have a conversation with him.
we all had the conversation. His dad goes more into detail, like if you are somewhere, I want you to be respectful. You know, it's sad that we have to coach them on what to say.
Yes.
Make your words minimal.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
don't move. You know, yes. You know, call, making sure. So it's those things, but I think this younger generation is desensitized to it. Because it's
Desensitized
so
or
much-
privileged?
I think both.
Both.
I think both.
Both.
But,
Entitled.
but yes.
Yes.
But even with the killings, everything, I don't think it affects them as it affects us.
Wow, I would be
Right?
terrified.
Because my
about
daughter
that.
is
I agree with
24
that.
and she's so used to seeing it. A lot of her friends have been murdered and she'll say, "Oh, Mom, such and such got murdered." It'll bother her, but a couple of days later, she's numb to it. And I think a lot of this generation has become numb to a lot of life issues, things that's happening.
Right.
We take it more seriously, I think,
Yeah.
because we know the struggle, we know
And that's
what
your
it-
baby.
Right,
Right.
and we're protectors. You know, we want our kids protected, but these kids, a lot of them don't think nothing will happen to them. You know, yeah.
Gotta have their head on swivel, baby.
I tell my daughter that all the time. I tell all of them, keep your head on the swivel.
Yes.
All the time.
You have
That's
to.
it.
Because you just never know. I tell you, I heard this phrase somewhere a couple of months ago and I thought that was so real. These days, making it home safe at night, you what? You winning.
Yes.
You winning.
Yes, you are.
You know, and I thought it was me because I love to go to my son's room because he's still living home,
Right.
and just to see him in the bed,
Yes.
Lord, thank you. He's home.
Yes.
every day.
I'm the
Before I
same
go
way.
to sleep, if he's home before I go to sleep, or when I get up in the morning, just turn on the light to see he's in the bed, and it's like, Lord, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. It's real. It's real. Tiffany, what about, I know your son is a little older, but still he's a black man.
Oh, absolutely. My worry with him, you know, he's not grown, but he's in the Navy.
You think he is?
He's in the Navy, so he think he grown for real. But before he, you know, when he was in high school, I definitely had to have that conversation with him. And I remember when the movie, what was that movie that came out? I can't remember the name of the movie, but we went to see the movie, and from that, we had to have a conversation. Like, we got in the car from the movies and had a conversation. I wish I could remember the name of that movie. The little light-skinned girl with the braids.
The Hate You Give?
That.
Oh, yeah.
That.
Oh, yeah.
We had a conversation in the car, didn't even leave the parking lot after that movie. And it was just like, you know, with him, I just always wanted him to present himself in a way that he would not have to be targeted. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted him to, like, I know what y'all like, I know what you do as young boys, but please just don't, because your skin is enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and now he's in the Navy, and he in his field, he's a submariner. So he's a
Submarine.
Okay, sure, break it down.
Right. Okay. And so that is, you know, largely, you know, Caucasian based.
Of course.
You know, maybe he's one of like two in a whole slew of people, you know. So even with that, I worry about him because he's already dealt with racism in the Navy. To where it was like a whole write-up thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, you know, it's scary to have a young man that has to deal with that. And, you know, and again, because he, you know, thinks he knows everything.
Yes.
You know, invisible, like all of that. It's just like, just please.
And I think a lot of times they don't really see the racism, and that's so weird.
He does not.
They
He
don't
doesn't,
see
and that
it.
bothers me.
They don't
That
see
bothers me because he doesn't, and that can be detrimental.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like, boy, come on, you know. So.
But while I deal with this hot flash, let's talk about your son. With his little, his handsome self. Yeah.
Well, see, it's a little different for my son because my son is special needs, so he's had controlled environment. So we pretty much it's not to the point that he could not go out there and experience things like that. But
these days they could be
he
sitting
just
on their own
has
porch.
he just has more of a controlled environment, so he don't, you know, it's always somebody around, pretty much, or he's always like with somebody, his cousins or.
So did he ever watch the news and to see all the killings of all the black men?
Yeah.
Has he expressed in any form of fashion, physically, mentally, or emotionally? Do you think something like that bothers him? Did you see a different side of him because of that?
I know it bothers him, just like probably everything else, you know, negative bothers him, but his expression about it is probably a little different.
Okay.
You know, like he'll just be like, okay, there's another one, another one died, another one died. You know, it's like another one that bites the dust, and we knew that was gonna happen. So it's like it's kind of hard to make him understand that that would not be the scenario in some cases. He just may look at it like that's what's just gonna happen if a black boy or man come into contact with the police. That's just what the results are gonna be.
Right.
So you know, like I said, it's just different for him. So I didn't have to have that worry.
Okay.
I think I have more of a worry where my daughter's concerned, and I feel pretty blessed that she has she has a you know, she's great with choosing her crowd, you know, and
she's smart.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so you know, we're really satisfied with. But I'm saying if I was to have any type of concerns about, you know, what goes on in the world,
Right.
it would be with her because you know we have a different scenario, we have a different story. So.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, you know, with everything that's happening in life, even though, you know, we're doing what we can to be good, to remain great, we're still going to have our peaks and valleys.
Right.
And speaking of peaks and valleys, as you ladies may know, it's very important, self-care. And once again, I don't know if it's the age, I don't know, maybe 50 didn't change everything for me. You hear me? So,
you over here with all this sweating and
yes,
And I'm getting
I
scared. I'm like, man, I need 50 yet, but when they hit 50, I'm like, you know, say yes, please. I'm like, you know, they
am. But you know what's so crazy? Is that because you can't predict it, and I'm gonna tell you, they had gone away for months.
So Terrell, you dealing with it?
I'm not dealing with. Why you think I'm over here still as a mannequin? Because I be hitting it all on my back, and I'm like, if I just be still, cause they last only moments.
Yes.
It's called like a raging fire.
Yes,
and
like
then
a
it'll
thief in the
cool
night.
off.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I said you go ahead and talk about your
I'm just saying
circumstances.
there's a number of people, a number of women.
I started about 47.
Oh, I'm 47.
So, but you just turned 50.
I'll be 51 in July. So yes, it gets worse.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm saying I'm
young
52.
girl got a question. Y'all just get hot out of nowhere.
And I'm like, y'all looking at Henny like,
Did you not see me swimming in runaway slaves?
coming up easy. And I'm
Baby, like I'm running through a cornfield. It's hot.
it's gone now.
Mine start
Oh,
It
okay.
go up my back.
Yes.
It's just,
Yes.
but you know, it's uncontrollable. It's
Yes.
like somebody turn a furnace on
Yes.
your body.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
feel it coming, but you
Yes.
can't do nothing.
Nothing about it.
I'll tell you now, I have clients,
Whoa.
and I know you probably can relate it.
Yes.
I feel it coming probably before they
Yes.
do it. I was like, you
It's
have
so
a
hot.
mind.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You feel it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
You feel it on your hand and your arm. That's,
It
you
be
know,
radiating.
It's so hot.
Yes.
It's so hot.
I remember years ago, when I still had a relaxer,
Couple minutes.
I was in my chair getting my hair done, and the stylist said, "You having a flash?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "I can feel it coming off
Right.
the top of your head."
Yeah.
I feel
And that's when I went home and I Googled it. Yes, the radiation, that heat is so intense.
I
They
feel
can
it
feel
coming.
it.
When I was doing hair, by the time I took them from under the dryer, because that elevates it. By the time I get ready to curl them, they wet.
Yes,
All of
and then
this
the hair
is just
frizzy.
wet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had
That's
to
why a lot
let
of
them
women are
cool off.
natural.
That
Yeah.
is why
That's why
so
I
many
went
women
for
are
that.
natural.
I love, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're natural, girl. Your hair's beautiful.
Are you natural?
Okay, I'm like, that.
Baby, let me tell you. That menopause ain't got bad enough for you.
No.
Because if it would, you'd be looking like
You
this.
don't know how long this gonna last.
Oh, okay.
My
Oh, okay.
hair was hair natural, and I just cut it all off natural, and then I just kind of wanted versatility, especially in real estate. You know, you can't.
Okay. Okay.
But it only lasts so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, that's why I'm over here. Probably back on. I'm up to a week now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
It only was a couple of days at first. Yeah. It was only a couple. Like if I lift this, I'm all like
Yeah.
Sweat.
just clammy.
Yeah.
Especially at night when you wait in the middle of the night. Sometimes I have to
The
change.
night sweats. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't even be sexy.
See,
No, I can't get your hand.
Get that big old hand off my leg. It's hot. Sometimes you like that. I said, baby, you got one in my eye. So you have to move over and I'm getting hot. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so I get dressed in front of a fan. So I
I do
thought
too.
that was my start into menopause
Okay.
because of that. And I get out the
So
shower,
when
the
you started?
fan on. I don't know. I asked my doctor. She said, "You too young. I'm 47."
No, but they can do a blood
Right,
test.
yeah. I told her, I said, because I have to have the fan on in the shower, the fan on in the room. I
Yes.
freaked my husband to death.
Yes.
Because the
Yeah.
fan is on.
But you know what? I was also told if you're going through it, you would know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sweating like
Yeah.
that, but I
Yeah.
do get hot.
I'm
I'm
starting to
telling
have compassion for my mom now. We was in the grocery store one time and she did, "Mama, don't kill me. I love you." We was in the grocery store one time and she was just talking normal and all of a sudden she was like,
I'm telling you, it's real. You keep
Yeah.
it real with you at
Yeah.
all times.
Mine in my purse,
It's real.
yeah.
Mine too.
Girl.
It's real. It's
Wow.
really real.
It
But you
comes out
know,
of nowhere.
I was embarrassed because I had a lot of symptoms that went with mine. And a lot of women scared to talk about menopause.
It's a taboo.
Right? It's taboo.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I was like, I went to my doctor and I said, listen, I don't know. I think I'm going through it. It's called perimenopause.
Yes.
I heard
Yes.
menopause, right? So I was having the night sweats and then other symptoms. I was very irritated.
Oh, yeah.
You have depression
Yes.
moments, anxiety moments.
Yes.
So all these things go with menopause.
Right
Yes.
that's
You
what I
get
do,
very
too.
irritable.
My
Yes.
foot get real cold at night.
Very cold.
I have to. No, I'm
Yeah.
saying I have to kick my foot out.
Me
at
too.
night.
Same here.
You
You
kick
know
your
what I'm
foot
saying?
out
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
cool
Some
off,
air,
and
yeah.
then you get
Welcome to the club.
Yes.
Hey, next to that dating,
Yes.
we're gonna get you an M for menopause. That's another club you join.
But these are some symptoms that, especially if you're in a relationship or if you're in a marriage, that can really cause a lot of friction
Oh yes.
in your marriage.
Oh yes.
Because my husband and I went through this, and these are some things we talk about. Your sex drive diminishes.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
With women.
Oh, you gotta like start 2 days early.
Yes. Yes.
Like start
Yes.
2 days
You
early.
gotta have a head start. You
That's
gotta
good.
have a head start.
Yeah, you need a head start.
Yes.
Like 2 days,
You
bro.
need like
If you talk to Saturday, Thursday afternoon, you may want to go ahead and get that thing wrapped up.
Let's come and say
I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm telling you. Yes.
You need a minimum of 2 days and a
Yes.
maximum of 5 days.
Yes.
You gotta prepare between 2 and 5.
Yes.
So you need to up your
Yes.
game.
Yes.
And look,
Paramedic,
I'm
for real.
telling you,
Yes.
it's for real.
It's a game changer. It's a complete. Listen,
I
if a
can't
marriage
do too much
can
'cause I'm getting
withstand a woman going through menopause, y'all really in love.
Right.
Wow.
Very.
Yeah. But we're going to be having a show soon. We're going to have a doctor on, and we're going to talk about all these menopause things. So listen, if you're going through it, or you think you're going through it, menopause, perimenopause,
That's good.
whatever, get your mama, your grandma, your aunties, your daughters, sit them around, because we will talk about all those symptoms,
That's good.
side effects, and if there's anything that you can do about it. We're going to be talking, because it's real, like you said, people ain't talking about it.
Right.
But shit, this is real.
It is real.
For real, for real, for real. So let's get back to self-care.
Okay.
What are you doing? Do you do self-care? You've been quiet.
Oh yes, I do self-care, and part of my self-care is therapy. You mentioned therapy. A lot of people have this taboo about therapy, and especially for younger folks, it's looked at as you're crazy.
Yes,
or,
that C word again.
I don't need anybody I don't got to talk to anybody. I can talk to my friends. I can talk to my family.
Oh, what about? I'm gonna talk to my pastor.
Or that too.
That, yes.
But-
I'm a pastor, you still need a therapist.
Yes.
Let me
Yes.
help y'all right
There's
now.
gonna be so much I
Here
can
is
do.
the pastor. Go to your therapist.
Yes.
There is something about being able to vent openly to somebody, and there are legally
Yes.
bound
Yes.
to keep whatever you say in secret, because you can talk to your pastor, you can talk to your friend, you can talk to your mama, your auntie. There's a chance, Renee said that she was blah 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 and going through X, Y, and Z. You probably should talk to her. Yeah, and they mean well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I didn't really want to open up to
Yeah.
everybody about that. I
Right.
told you in confidence about that, and now I feel everybody's talking about me.
Mhm.
So now you feel weird. Now you feel judged.
Yes.
And that's what I love about having a therapist, particularly one that looks like me
Yes.
and one that has a similar background as me.
Yes.
I'm West Indian. So
Oh.
growing up in an immigrant household, particularly a West Indian household, if you know, you know, it's very different. Okay, the rules they rule. Okay, very strict. Education is all that matters. Who cares about if you want to go out with your friends? Who cares if
Right.
for real? Who cares if you got good grades and you think you deserve to go out? As a celebration. No, you're staying home because we don't know what the world has out there. The news is showing that X, Y, and Z is going on. I was literally raised as if we were in Jamaica, but just here in America. I was raised in a Jamaican household, very Jamaican.
Okay.
Like I said, if you know, you know. So growing up, it's like I would go out to school, or when I could get away with my friends and live a separate life, and come home and be just under this strict, environment, which I'm not necessarily mad at, because it instills discipline. You learn how to
maneuver certain things. But at the same time, it's like, man, you looking out the window and see your friends having
wow.
fun,
Right.
and you stuck in the house, can't go nowhere. So it's like,
And you didn't even do nothing to be
And I didn't
encouraged.
even do that. That's the part
Trying
about
to
it.
figure out how you can get down here.
Yeah.
So it's like having a therapist that has had that similar background. She's able to walk me and talk me through things, because I'm like, listen, I grew up thinking this was okay, or this was the right way to think, or this was what was supposed to happen. And she's like, that's typical for people that grew up like us, but might not necessarily be the norm. And she puts names to things, like, sometimes we think we're just overthinking and just being negative about ourselves, but there's actually a name for it. It's cognitive distortions, and there's many different types of it. You probably know
That makes sense.
Yeah, so one of them is mind reading. Like, we assume someone's thinking something about us, or someone feels a certain way about a certain situation. We're basically reading their mind, and they could have absolutely no care in the world about what you got going on. And that's something I do. Like, sometimes I think, like, oh man, they thinking this. And listen, I say all that to say therapy
Works.
that's good self-care. In addition to, getting your nails done, going to the gym, whatever it is that you do to take care of you, take care of this first.
Definitely.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
As you mentioned, I'm going to piggyback on that, because I too am a member of that club. I am very intentional about having my therapy sessions. I had one yesterday, and I rebooked my next one today. I strongly, especially now we're in today's world, you have to. And that is definitely part of my self-care regimen as well. But there are so many things right now in life that can cause you to feel a certain kind of way. You can, all these different emotions that can come about, from anger to depression, and there are ways to cope, and having someone there that you can talk it through and to make you realize, oh damn, you were right.
Right.
I thought differently, or I thought wrong about that whole situation. So it's always good, and I'm very, very adamant about my mental health, and I have been saying this for the longest, from my years on television. Take care of yourself.
Right.
And again, I've said it here on this show as well. Women, my black queens of all ages, y'all will go to Miss Kim's and get them tracks and pay $165, whatever the cost is that is outrageous. They are taking complete advantage of y'all. But y'all will take that money to go get your hair done. Y'all will buy y'all kids the flyest Nikes that they can't wear in 2 months. You will buy your baby daddy some rims for his Chevy. You will do all this, but up here, you toe up. It doesn't have to. That's not real life.
Why you doing all that?
But that's not real life. That's not. You're not. So I encourage, if I can be of encouragement, I'm talking crap, but I'm so serious. If I can encourage anybody out there to take care of you. Self-love. If you need somebody to talk to, if you don't even know where to start, I have always offered myself to you. Hit me up on social media. Henny on the Rocks. I will gladly refer you to someone. I will walk you through. That is how much I believe in you, and I want you to do better and be better. But anyway, moving on from that, talk to me about your self-care, Pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Pastor Beyonce.
For me, this might sound weird, but self-care starts with being okay with saying no. I can't have time for myself if I'm giving my time to everybody else.
Right.
So, and I was one of those people, I was scared to say no, because I didn't want to disappoint nobody.
Oh, wow.
I put a smile on everybody's face, and then I would go home and anxiety and depression and crying, and then end up getting Baker-acted because I didn't know how to say no. But that's one of the things that I do. If I can't do it, the answer is no. And you might be mad, but you'll get over it. You'll be okay. And I, like she said, therapy. I have my own therapist, a black woman.
Yes, me too.
That I go to. As a pastor, you have so many people call you and pour their stuff onto you, and this is why a lot of times and I'm going to say it's why y'all see a lot of pastors and leaders caught up in scandals because they don't take out the time to go talk to people about their issues while they dealing with everybody else's issues.
Yes.
So if they took that initiative, like you said, going to somebody that's unbiased.
Yes.
I could tell my therapist anything. What she gonna do? She just gonna listen to me.
Yes. She gonna write it down and come back to it a few weeks later.
Exactly. Right. So how you doing this week?
Yes.
So for me, is starting with valuing my time, organizing my life, and if I want to treat myself or do something, I do it. I take out time for myself, and I'm just a newlywed.
You're a newlywed?
I'm a newlywed.
So she real busy. She posted me. She posted me.
It's not gonna take 2 days.
No. How did you just do that? In the name of Jesus. Look, Pastor, get it too. They the main ones.
Hey, look, Jesus said,
That's the way I ain't got it.
Okay. He ain't watching right now.
He ain't watching right now.
Okay. He tipped out. Go ahead and get that phone real quick. He stepped out the room. Yes. Okay. Well, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's that working out for you?
It's working out good. My husband is awesome. And I think that's too important who you marry because he's also teaching me about self-care. Having a man in my life to protect because he want to make sure I'm okay. So sometimes, with him being the head of my household, he'll say, baby, no, just tell him you're not doing that. Going from single to being married, that was weird at first because I'm like, I ain't used to get, nobody tell me what to do now. Now, hold on now. And then I have to think about it. I ain't no girlfriend. I'm a wife.
Right.
And I think now, in general, black women have been taught for so long, be strong and don't say nothing. It's like in our mind not to say, just be tough all the time. It's okay if you have vulnerable moments and you have weak moments.
You're right.
Because if Becky with the good hair, she gonna go to a therapist.
Yes.
I can say that because I'm Pastor Beyonce.
Yes.
Becky with the good hair, she gonna go, to her therapist. But black women, if they could just get out of that mindset that I have to look perfect and pretend like I'm always strong, then they can go seek the help that they need, and they won't find themselves in certain situations. They won't even find themselves in certain situations with men.
Oh, we ain't even gonna talk about that.
We ain't getting that.
Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are.
Oh, yes, we are. Baby, listen. But I want to piggyback off of something you just said about being strong. It's okay, because I am that strong person as well. But think about this analogy. Everything at some point needs to be tuned up, redone, realigned, recalibrated, restructured. Okay, here it is. The bridges and the interstates. There's been many times where they've had to put a detour for us folk to go around another way because these bridges get tightened up. Because all these cars over the years and the pounding and the pounding. Guess what happened? That thing got weak. And it had to be tightened up. So if a highway and a bridge had to be retightened up, what makes you think that your life don't have to be? Girl, bye.
And I have another analogy.
Come
Too
on.
much water will kill you.
So
If you drink too much water, you can die from that. If you're too strong all the time, you're gonna have your weak, your breaking point. So everything there's a time and there's a season. Everything. So why be strong all the time? It's okay. We're human.
Yes.
So you drink too much water. Yes, water is good, but you drink too much water. Now you're diffusing the calories out of your body, and you can die from too much water.
For some reason, I don't think most black folk got that problem. We got a problem not drinking water because our face is ash.
Too much lemonade. That's it.
But I definitely, it's balance. Absolutely.
It's balance.
Speaking of which, balance, talk about your self-care, baby. I want to hear all about it.
Okay, so again, self-care for me, I work out. I'm in a run group here in Jacksonville.
Runny's Elite?
So running. Black Girls Run.
Oh, I tried, y'all. I'm not even going to.
But I'm more of a walker.
That's okay.
So in this older age of mine, I like to do somewhat of intervals. Walk, run type. I do hip hop step aerobics with James. Fitness is Life with Lee.
Oh, we gotta talk about that. I've been looking for something like
yeah,
that.
so I do hip hop step aerobics. I also skate. I love to do all type of extracurricular activities, athletic activities. My sister circle, not only do I have my sorority circle, I have a sister circle too. In my sister circle, we work out together.
Oh, wow.
So we're always looking to do innovative athletic activities. And we mix it up. I get bored very easily.
Yeah, me too.
So from kayaking to swimming to biking to walking, we do it all.
And that is a form of self-care.
It's a
for real.
It's a form of self-care. So napping. And I too have a therapist. I am a female war veteran.
Oh, wow.
And coming back from Iraq. I was an officer in the Army, a transportation officer.
Come on, sis. Congratulations.
And, thank you. So took an entire unit to war, brought all my soldiers home, back to their families.
Nice.
Coming back from war, I was that strong officer. I didn't have any issues. I'm in the Army. Everything's going great. But as life began to start happening, transitioning out of the military, things started happening. And I had to really get real with me. I had to realize that things occurred to me in Iraq that it's time to talk about. It's time to pull everything out and talk about. So I am a disabled veteran. So through the veteran agency, they connected me with a therapist. And my therapist is white. But yet and still, I get an opportunity to literally lay it out on the table. And knowing that what we talk about is going to stay with her.
Yes. Right.
And she's helping me as I, too, in turn help her. But definitely, I keep my appointments every week.
Yeah.
And it helps me to be able to talk things out. I'm a natural talker. And it helps me to not, bottle things up. So.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you a question only because I want to know. Definitely not being funny, but I've always wondered this. When you're having your appointments with your therapist, have you ever found yourself in a situation where some things that she just ain't gonna get because she don't have the complexion for the connection?
No, because I think I'm very thorough in my conversation to where I make her get it. I know how to, if it's something that I need and I'm requesting it from her, I know how to ask the question to where she understands what I'm saying. And she's able to reciprocate an answer back to me.
Okay, very good. As long as you're getting the help you need,
yes.
I'm okay with that, definitely. Talk to me about that self-care, because I know it's something going on over there.
You know what?
All this fabulousness.
Okay.
Girl. So, I love therapy as well. I had a couple therapy sessions recently, not too recently, but I think I want to get back into that on a regular basis.
Best decision.
Because therapy for me, I use therapy going through divorce.
Okay.
And it taught me a lot about me. It taught me a lot about the institution of marriage and how I went into it to better understand why divorce. And it taught me so much. And it also allowed me to have that person to talk to and not worry about, being judged.
Yes.
And not because during that time, going through divorce, I felt horrible. I felt really, really bad because I'm like, okay, you're not supposed to do divorce. That's wrong. But it allowed me to go through that process and to say, okay, stop. Because that was a form of like beating on myself when I shouldn't have been doing that. So that's something that I want to get back into. It's not a part of my self-care right now. Self-care for me right now, though, to be honest with you, there is none.
Okay.
And that's just being transparent.
Okay. Yeah.
There is none.
Is there a reason why it just never crosses your mind? You can't think of anything, or you just don't want to do it?
Oh no, I want to do it. I think I just don't because I focus on everything else. I focus on everything right in front of me and not the self-care part of it. But I'm realizing that I have to do better with that.
So what do you do to refresh yourself? Everything needs a refresher. From, working.
Take a nap.
Okay.
But and honestly, Sunday is the day that I recoup my body. Because, by the time I get to Sunday, I can't even get out of bed, honestly. I thank the Lord, but I have to do church on TV. Because I am beat by Sunday. Literally, I do nothing most Sundays.
Okay.
Like, literally. So
can I say something really quick?
Please.
So when I think about you, Tiffany, you say self-care. Let me tell you one thing. Every time I see you, you are the baddest chick.
Ain't she?
Every time I
Ain't
see
she?
you,
Ain't she?
you are dressed
Told you.
from head to toe.
You better believe it.
You have
Cute.
amazing fashion sense.
Yes.
So when I think of self-care for you, it's like you take care.
that is true.
You take
That's true, 'cause
care.
you know
I'm
what?
looking at you now, honey.
Self-care.
That's
You get
Self-care.
your nails are done.
I was just
your
about to say
face,
that
you
that
always
is
look
my
amazing.
self-care.
Okay.
You corrected me.
Always look amazing.
Self-care is my nails for me, to be
Okay.
honest with you, and my
Okay.
hair, which is so graciously done by Keisha. Those are my things, and
And even your body. I'm gonna add on too, because honey, baby, your
Uh-huh.
body, you got the
Right.
So even your
Right.
body. So
Right.
come on now. That's
Yes.
what you
She
should
down.
looking.
She down.
You're
playing all
doing
that.
stuff.
I gained a
to
little
keep
weight.
that shape, honey.
Okay, we're gonna get
You
off there.
got it. So, I mean, you bad to the bone. Every time I
Yes.
see Tiffany,
100%.
Every time.
Can't
Baby
get
dressed, honey.
Yes.
So you know what?
Thank
Okay,
Okay.
I gotta repent because
Okay.
you are absolutely correct.
look at her
For
now.
me,
Yes.
She's sharp.
Yes.
for me, you're right. I do try to look my best.
You always
You're right. I do try to look my best.
That is a form of
So
self-care.
that is a
Right.
form of
Yes.
self-care.
Yes.
If I can't do anything else, I do want to look presentable when I'm somewhere. I don't always look presentable,
Please.
but I do try
I can't imagine
to.
you not.
I know, right?
Yeah, so you know, that is that. You're
See,
right.
yeah, you got
You're
something.
right.
All
You're
right,
right.
all
You're
right.
right. And I appreciate
Got
that.
it.
Yes.
I appreciate
Yes.
that. I
Terrell, is your
appreciate
self-care
that.
them shoes?
Right, that's what I need
They
to
bad,
add to my
okay.
self-care.
What?
And she
But
looks
she
nice
got a
as
small
well.
foot,
Okay.
you know.
Believe it or not. Oh goodness. Okay, so I got like two parts.
Okay.
The first part is I started therapy in 2017
Okay.
because I had gone through a divorce. I was married 20 years.
Oh,
Got
wow.
a divorce. Yes.
Almost for me.
Right.
I was 17.
And so life to me just kind of like changed
Yeah,
overnight.
yeah.
So I have always been a strong person. People have always come to me for advice. I've always been a go-to for my family, everything. In the Word. I mean, in the Word, in working in church, all of that. And I want to say this to believers out here. People that's in the church and people tell you to just pray about it. Right. And so many people walk around suffering in silence.
Yeah. You better, you about to
And-
preach right now.
Yes, and
Right.
and you're suffering in silence.
Yes.
And the real ministry is outside of the four walls
Right.
of the church.
Exactly.
Amen.
Because we go to
Exactly.
church and we put on a face, we run around the church, we fall out,
Yep.
we turn around 10 times,
Yep.
and our life still is beating us up.
Yep.
And so I wasn't running around falling out, but I was in church all the time and still could not overcome the mental torment that I was having, right?
Absolutely.
And everybody looked at me as put together, but I was suffering from low self-esteem because again, I come from a family, my parents still married for 50 years.
Nice.
Like I don't come from a family of divorce. And so I felt like a failure.
That.
And this is what people don't know. And we can put on for social media.
Say
And
it.
our lives are just snippets of
Yes.
always perfect and look good. But what people don't know is once you off of social media, you're in a corner balled up crying. Not saying that was me, but I do know people
right,
like
right.
that. That's in a corner crying and you're in this dark place that you just can't get out. And everybody say just pray about it. But I am a firm believer what the word say, faith without works.
It's
You
dead.
have to have works, and
Right.
I
exactly.
chose to go to therapy, and it showed me a lot about who I was.
Absolutely.
Right, I had to be vulnerable, and I think a lot of people are scared to become vulnerable.
That's the hard part.
Right, because when you're vulnerable, you start seeing your flaws. You start
Right.
seeing all kinds of stuff. Right? Because what we all right in our own eyes. Everybody think they right until you see your flaws. I'm like, wow,
Absolutely.
like goodness, like it hurts sometimes.
Yes.
So I have learned now with the last 2 years of my life shaken upside down. I lost my sister.
Oh wow.
We were very close. I mean, she just passed away. I inherited my niece, her daughter.
Oh.
Well, before my sister, her husband passed in 20. My sister passed in 21, and I inherited my niece. and my daughter was off. I mean, I'm an empty nester.
Yeah.
Got married in 20. It's just so
Complete
much.
life
Then
change.
my mother was diagnosed with dementia, so now I'm their caregiver. So I have
Oh my God.
so much going on, right? So this thing I stay prayerful. So it's this thing called SPIES, right? It's an acronym I came up with, SPIES. S is for your spiritual sense. Make sure that you have a spiritual connection. You pray. The P is for physical activity. Make sure you get some physical activity. I is for your intellectual, like read a book,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
The P is for learning new things, like why my mind just went blank. No, E is for education. It's for education, right? Learn something you never learned. I chose to take up Spanish. I want to learn a hobby that I didn't know. So it keeps your mind occupied. And the S is for spend time. Like a lot of times we isolate ourselves. Spend time with your loved ones. Spend time with your friends, your girlfriend. You have to spend some quality time with people that matter. So I came up with that, right? Because we all find ourselves working, and we are just work.
That's it, like a hamster wheel.
I know, it's like a hamster on a wheel. And we So but
I love
just take
that
care of
spies.
yourself.
I love that.
And I got that from the Bible when they went and spied out the land, right? We cannot get new things if we're still attaining in the old things. So it's a transition, and when you're going through transition in life, transition doesn't feel good. When you're transitioning into something, all of us have transitioned into something in a transition, right?
Yes.
And so, and it's like we want to go back to the art of familiarity.
Yes, it's so easy because it's comfortable.
But when God is stretching you beyond your capacity, it's just uncomfortable, right? But what grows in a space that's comfortable.
Yes, receive the stretch is what I have to keep telling myself. When you begin to receive it.
Yes, you have to get uncomfortable.
Yes, you have to. So I've become okay with the new normal. We all have a new normal. And as long as we keep fighting the new normal, then we're going to stay in that place.
Yes.
So you have to be okay with the new normal because life is life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Life is life.
Yes.
And you choose. You have to choose what you want. So, and despite all that, I chose to embrace it. I mean, look, when I get in the car, the heels come off.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on.
Yes.
And I'm comfortable.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So people get to see all sides. But this has been a humbling experience, and it's made me vulnerable for people to see beyond social media. Like, you can be pretty and listen. Don't get it twisted. Yes. Popularity doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Because you can still be popular and lonely.
Yes,
Right.
and not just that, but there are so many people, especially our black queens.
Yes.
They are so focused on likes.
Yes.
Likes.
Yes.
Like. But
Yes.
one thing you don't understand is that when you laying up in a hospital bed, them likes don't even make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference.
Or when you getting ready to be evicted, them likes can't pay your bills.
Right.
So don't be so focused on them
And
likes.
I think a lot of us as women, we're beautiful in our own right. But we are still competing against social media.
Yes.
So you got a lot
Because
of
it's
women,
what it's teaching us.
Right.
Exactly.
So you have a lot of women walking around like that.
Yeah.
I don't like social media. I do it that much when I have to. Honestly, honestly, I don't like
It'll turn
social
your eye.
media.
It will. So I call it Facebook.
It's
Facebook. You're gonna get what people want you to know.
Yes, and that's it.
It's Facebook. I mean, I'm on social media. I'm a queen of the selfies and this and that. I kind of tear it down a little bit because my schedule has gotten really busy lately. But yet, it's still I use it as a testimony, especially when I'm working out. I may post a sweaty picture after a workout.
Yeah, that's
but
good.
it's simply to basically encourage someone. Go and do 10 minutes, 15 minutes if you can, or whatever. So I use it from that standpoint. But yeah, it's Facebook.
When I seen young women start writing me saying, your marriage is so beautiful. Keisha and them have seen my husband. They saw the whole experience. Everybody was watching from.
Right.
And when they started saying, I want something like I said, what do you think I have? I said, I know. And granted, what I have is beautiful,
Right.
but you don't want what I have. You want what you need.
Exactly.
Right.
You know,
Everybody's
so-
journey is different.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, what I have isn't for you.
Like,
And
I don't know what it
I'm-
takes to
Yeah.
Right, and
Right.
just because
Right.
I'm showing on social media the good stuff,
Yes.
you know, that don't mean you seeing
Yeah.
the struggles.
Yes.
Right.
You know, and the
Right.
stuff that we have to deal with.
But,
Of
I mean,
course,
and sometimes you have to. People judge like certain
Yes,
things,
they
like
will.
that. You see all this, like look at
Right.
all this fake stuff,
Right.
and all this that. I mean, but let's just be honest. Who posting horrible stuff?
Yeah.
Nobody
You're
posting
right.
horrible stuff.
I want you to
Who's not
see.
posting
Yeah,
that?
you're
But
right.
you know, when the husband beat him up,
Yeah.
I hope you don't post that.
You know what?
You know what? I
Who might post right after they got shot?
That's the person.
right, like you said, it's
They do post them laying up in the hospital.
Right,
bed.
right.
They do.
All the
They do.
time.
oh, that is true.
Yeah.
That whole stuff.
I do.
Pray for me.
I'm about to go insane.
I try to post transparent.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, they be taking selfies
Yeah.
in the trunk.
Oh, baby.
I
Oh, baby. Yes. Why is you doing
Put that
that?
down and be sick.
Yes.
You ain't that sick. If you can
Gosh,
post yourself,
that
right.
is so
Right.
right. So what kind of self-care you got going on, Queen?
Well, I like to use Monday. Monday is my self care there. That's my day to do whatever I want.
Okay.
Whatever, because I go Tuesday through Saturday.
Yep.
Working. I leave here Saturday, and Davin, my husband, he's always the last person. So we'll go out to eat or do something like that. It's our time. And then Sunday, phones off, everything.
Good.
That's family
Right.
day.
Good.
Sunday is like just family day.
Right.
We may not even take our pajamas though. It's like
That's
all
good.
day we're watching TV. We're doing
That's
whatever
good.
we choose to
Yes.
do. We eat breakfast together. We eat dinner together. We just that is our day. So Monday, everybody go to work.
Yeah.
That's
You don't know about here.
He go to work.
Yeah.
That's how she was going to school.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now I can just do
That's
whatever
me. That's
it
good.
is, and that's my self care.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Right.
Whatever it is. If I want to drive somewhere and get on a roller coaster,
Yeah.
Right.
you know what I'm
I wish
saying?
we had
That's
that
what-
option in Jacksonville.
I know, right?
You gotta go out with Orlando or
Yeah,
something.
I'm gonna sit in the back of a movie theater.
Yeah.
With some shades on.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right, and that, you know what?
And like
I hear that. When I'm in a movie, that kind of stuff happened to me. I'm not
People
lying.
call you
Queen,
That's
I
a
know
good
you're like,
thing.
you know, I
I mean,
never figured out
I
that.
know.
That's a good thing that they know
I'm
you.
serious. I go through that all the time. All the time.
You were saying, I think that's missing out of a lot of black families is family time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, but sometimes we don't know who it is.
There's
This is real. Like I'm telling y'all, this really happens. There are some people. I know of a grown person right now that's grown and married. That is a man does not know who his mother or father is.
Wow.
Wow.
It's real.
He was adopted?
Yes, and to this day he don't know who his real parents are. So
Right.
yeah, but to piggyback off of what you're saying and for you to continue, yes, it is very important that family time is
Yeah, that
everything.
is very.
Yeah, I don't think they do it. That was one of the things that I said that I was going to implement once me and my husband Chris started having kids. Is some family time. You know, the other people, they do that all the time.
All the
And
time.
They go on
Exactly.
camping trips.
Exactly.
They go,
Yeah.
you know, they do all
You
that
have to take,
stuff
you have to
together.
take trips together. You
Yes.
have to-
Right.
You know, in December, a lot of times we'll go to the mountains,
Yeah.
and it's just us. You know, it's just us. Well, my family and then my husband's. My best friend is married to my husband's cousin, and then they have a daughter.
And
so,
they're awesome.
Yeah, so
Aw.
we go,
Yeah.
we go. Austin. But you know, so we'll go, like we'll go after Christmas or something, and just take a. So we made a commitment that we were not gonna do the whole
Right.
big Christmas thing, and we were gonna put it into like
the
going
trip.
to the trip.
That's
That's good.
Okay, well, okay, but it didn't work. They were still expecting gifts.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is like,
wow.
wait a minute, this ain't what we agreed
Yeah.
on. You know, now all I want is an iPad, a diamond ring, and that's it.
That's it. That's all I want.
I know.
That was
Wait a
something,
minute,
like
right?
something she said about self-care. I was telling, it was a lady at our ministry, and she was saying about, you know, her family. It's just everything is just falling apart, and you know, my husband and I think she thought I was gonna say something deep, and I said, y'all need to go on a trip. She was looking at me like, Pastor.
Yes.
I said what I said.
Yes.
I said what I said.
said.
Guess what?
Right.
They're getting ready to go on a family trip.
Oh,
Things are already getting better. And I'm like, see?
Right.
You ain't need me to lay hands on you.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna lay hands on your husband.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good idea. I'm just saying.
And see, when you're out of town, though, with your family, it's just like it's you guys. There's nobody else. You don't know these people. You know, you go out to eat. You don't know the people. You don't know. I mean, with us, especially at our line of business, wherever we go, it's gonna be somebody.
Yeah,
It's gonna be somebody. You know, somebody. And the first thing they say is, "What you got next Tuesday?" About 3:30.
Oh my gosh.
Can I ask that question? Can I get on the book?
Or the first thing they do is start talking about their hair.
Right.
You see him out and then they be like, "Hey girl, how you been?" Yeah, I've been trying to
Yeah. Not the glasses coming off.
You know, you cut around here. I've been trying to get on the books, but I just can't get on them books.
Yeah. I bet.
But when you're out of town with your family, it's none of that. Nobody knows you.
And everything just seems better when you're out of town.
Everything.
Kenny, what you referring to?
That's just
Not bad. Yes. Well, that's how families are made.
This family segment. Yeah, I know, but you don't talk about it. You know that you got here some kind of way and all
Some
that.
kind of way.
about the weather.
The
Oh, the
weather.
weather.
She was talking
Okay.
about the weather.
Yeah,
It's
we
better
could play
out of
Uno
town.
and then y'all go to bed.
Yes. See? The pastor can talk about it. Come on, Raylo.
And check
Come on. Yes.
Right. No,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Let me see. You like you got a cold.
Okay, you get some Benadryl. I got some Benadryl. Get about a good 12 hours right there.
Right.
Yeah, Benadryl on the house.
Gonna make it sleep real.
Hide and go seek.
Yeah,
Go
oh.
hide and I'm gonna seek you. Go hide and stay
Until I see you. Yes,
Lord.
indeed. Yes,
Can I
indeed.
ask the married women a question?
Sure.
What's some of the, I guess, the keys or suggestions you can give for a successful marriage? Like,
Communication.
Communication, I was gonna say. My husband and I have been married. We've been married for 21 years. We celebrate our 21-year marriage anniversary February of this year. Is it definitely communication? My husband's the only child and I'm the oldest. So you can imagine.
Only child.
We are both
I'm
like,
an only child too.
we are both like, but
Mm.
I choose to allow my husband to lead.
Of course.
So I digress,
Mhm.
right? Even though, sorry, babe, I can run loops around him.
Oh, you
Yeah.
better say
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Say again.
Sorry, babe.
You gonna still get it. You gonna still get it.
But he's an amazing young man. I mean, literally, when I sit back and not allow my intellect to try to run things, I sit back and listen to him, and he's just so calm, cool, and collected, wise. And it's like, wow, you know what? Okay, I am gonna try it that way. I am gonna do it that way, and it works out. So on that note, it's the communication, keeping communication open, and that helps us.
But you have to understand what communication is.
Yeah.
The communication is not all based on everything he say. It's you know, you link into that
Yes.
because he said it. Or
Right.
everything that you say is what the communication
Yeah.
is. Communication is understanding that you both have opinions, you both have feelings. And, you know, sometimes it may not be a wrong way. You just may see it one way and he see it another.
Got it.
You know, but it doesn't mean that it's a wrong way. There are different ways to look at several different things.
You're right.
You know, but when he puts I want to say when he puts his foot down to say this is the way it is going to be, you have to honor that
Yeah.
because he got to own it.
That's
He
it.
has to be the one to walk, you know, and be the representative of that family and say this is what I chose for my family. So either I'm ready for my beating, or you know, so okay, if you want to put your foot down and you feel like it has to go like this, I'm gonna give it to you. But you know, hey,
Know each other love language.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
important.
That's good.
Very
You
important.
can't love him how you want
You
to love
want
him.
to
That's
say.
his love
I think, and
language.
that's
Y'all
very
both
important.
read
That
the
is
book.
very important.
Is it
The Five
Love
Love by Gary
Language.
Chapman.
Yeah.
So
By
read
Gary
it.
Chapman.
Walmart is open till 12.
By Gary
I'm-
Chapman.
okay.
Yeah.
By Gary
Girl,
Chapman.
I'm not married, but even
Read that.
I know through a relationship, I know that book. When we read that book, it changed everything. I'm single now, but that's a whole different story. But that book, yeah.
I'm reading it for the second time.
Yeah,
It's very good.
that is
Oh,
a great
wow.
book.
Okay, I'm gonna go buy
and
it.
then
Yeah.
also remember 1 Corinthians 13, what love is. And love keeps no account
Yes,
of
yes.
wrong. So you
That's
can't be
right.
throwing stuff all up and
That's
all
good.
that.
That's good.
And then don't make what he does contingent on what you do. So you made a
That's
vow
important.
to God, so you can't get mad and say I'm not cooking, I'm withholding sex,
Because
I'm
yeah,
doing all
yeah,
this.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you
that's powerful.
still have to honor
Yes.
him
Right.
because your vow was to God, not to him.
Yes.
So I'll say that, don't let what he does be contingent on what you do.
That's
Right.
good.
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do the right thing. I agree with that.
That was
I
good.
agree,
too.
and
good.
it's
That's
gonna
really
be
good.
some times that you may not want to do
Talk,
something because
you
of how
wanna
it made
cuss
you
them
feel.
out.
Yes,
yes.
But you made that
Put
commitment.
the paws
Yeah.
on them, little
Yeah,
scrappy.
that's it.
You
Yes.
made that commitment,
Yes.
so you got to do it.
I'm
You have to do
telling
it.
You're right.
She's so crazy.
I was trying to talk.
Sometimes you want to know.
Yeah. You want to do a whole lot
Right.
of just push him out the
Yes,
bed.
yes.
Right.
What's the kneecaps
Right,
or something?
right.
Right.
Make some hot grapes.
Yes, come on, Al-Green. Let's say it again. What?
I remember when I was about to get married, and I came across a cousin, and I was talking to her. I was like, well, you know, I just thank God that he just like, you know, we're gonna be okay because he delivered me from cussing, and you know, and I'm strong now. I got the Lord with me. I got the Lord. Do y'all hear me? Girl, she's talking about, girl, I don't care how much you got the Lord.
Baby.
Marriage brings on
Those
the
words
cussing.
don't come out.
That's
Yes.
it. Even pastors cuss.
Baby.
Don't let them fool you.
Man, I respect your Christian
Of
gaze.
course. Of course.
But marriage bring on the cussing.
You
Yes.
might make up some words.
I was like, yes, I remember. I'm just like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, like, the devil is a liar because I got this tongue. I got this thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I didn't see him get mad, and, you know, I know how I can handle him and just said, girl, one day, it's like when it came,
It's a hot flash.
it's like I came all the way.
No,
And then I flexed it.
girl.
And then I got my esophagus
Yeah.
ready.
It was here, right there in your throat.
Girl.
And it's like, oh my God, it was like,
Yes.
and then when I finished, I was like,
Yes. Been there. You like you've been running a marathon, but you out of breath.
yeah.
I don't think that many words can come out of my mouth without me taking a breath.
I think one of the challenges from going to single to married is like you can't leave. You married to this person.
Yeah.
And you can't tell them I don't want to talk to you no more. You
Yeah.
can't you
Yeah.
actually have to sit there
Yeah.
and work
Yeah.
this
Let me
out.
tell you,
Yeah.
I was single 10 years between my first marriage and this marriage. 10 years of coming and going, doing what I wanted to do. And my husband the type, if I go to the grocery store, babe, we going to the grocery store?
Yeah.
If I go here,
That's
babe,
me.
we are going?
Yeah.
That's me.
It was
You
so,
gotta go
I
in the
was like,
closet to have a
That's it.
moment.
girl, I'll just go lock in the bathroom.
Can't wait to go there. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'm
My
ready.
husband is very, baby, I ain't gonna say you're clingy. You just love me.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
right.
girl, I was like, I'm gonna go by myself. No, babe, I think we can go. I was like, okay, come on. Girl, I'm just sitting over there. I'm like, this is hard. So coming from single, it takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen overnight. I can tell you that.
Right.
But I'll say this: look at the bright side, because you have someone that wants to be with
Yeah.
you.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
If you was like I was, honey, guys playing too many games out
Yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
Girl, I had become so like, I felt like I became like them,
Uh-huh.
right? Very callous.
Yes.
Apple, that apple with a capital A.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? So I'll tell you that. So just be grateful that you have someone that want to treat you like a queen
Right.
and wants to invade your
you're right.
space.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, if you go back to when you were single,
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't
and
want
my
that.
point. So think about those memories.
Yes,
And then
and
you'll be like, no, I'm okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing
good.
it.
Uh-huh.
Let me go ahead and apologize.
Yes,
That's how I work it out.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it really wasn't all that serious, you know. I mean, it wasn't that serious.
She didn't hit me that hard.
Walk in the
I could
room
do
where
something
he at.
silly.
Say, what you doing?
You got to go. You got to go with that one.
Ain't
We
nobody
ain't
finna
going
go
down
get
that
now.
road.
Okay,
now.
listen.
Hey,
But when you
this is a
mention
different breed of women, right?
it is.
You finna fight back.
They even
I
started.
don't even like, but you know, Davin tell you, I don't even like play fight. Don't even play with me,
Right.
because you know you might have some built up anger
Right.
or something
Yes.
like that.
And
Or,
you
And
might
that
be
you know,
too
you
hard.
can
Yeah.
do it right
Yeah.
now.
and it ain't funny no more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we
Yes.
just gonna cut all this
Yes.
out. Don't play with
Yes.
me. You know,
Yes.
I laugh and I joke, but I don't play.
Yes.
I don't like to
Right.
play. Don't play fight with me.
Don't play. Don't play.
No, all that, no. Because I swear, I think he tried to kill me one time. I'm serious.
What?
I'm serious. I think he tried to kill me.
I can't even see Davin like that.
Okay.
I'm bringing it out on the show. He tried to kill me.
You gonna have to pay for that Friday. You gonna pay for
So
that.
we playing around. I'm trying to compromise.
Trying to play a little bit.
Yeah.
So he got me on the bed, and now when somebody hold you in the bed, and then he get this pillow,
Uh-oh.
and then he's just like, I can't compromise. I'm like,
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, wait a minute now.
Oh,
Why is he
my
running laughing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gonna pay for that.
You playing no
Right.
I want to
What y'all do if a woman flirt with your man or she trying to, he
That's a
don't notice
compliment,
it.
girl. That's a compliment. Ain't nothing you can do about that.
It depends.
It's
Like,
disrespectful.
yeah, it depends. Like,
If she know you're present and she's like disrespecting you,
that's
the,
disrespectful.
yeah, the man
But
don't know
no,
that.
So hold on. The first person you need to straighten is him.
Okay.
Most
Because
men just don't
if
act
it-
like
right,
they don't know
I
what's
know
going
exactly,
on.
but when this is going on, it
Right.
makes me feel some sort of way.
Mhm.
Like, because I knew this pastor lady, and she was a first lady, and husband pastor, and she said she would be constantly disrespected. You know what I'm saying? And but the women would actually just bypass her,
Yeah.
and this, that, and the other. So it's just like, okay, I personally think, honestly, pastor need to straighten that.
But people do what you allow them to.
Pastor
So
need
if
to
you
straighten that.
allow that, if you allow
That's
these
what I'm
women to
saying.
do that,
That's what I'm
then
saying.
that's what you created.
my point.
When you get some straightening up in here,
You're right, because what's not gonna happen? You're not gonna speak to my husband without
Right.
speaking to me
And
first.
don't
Right,
say, hey,
me
exactly.
first.
Exactly.
I'm the first.
Exactly.
You're not gonna talk. You're not gonna talk to my
Exactly.
husband unless
Exactly.
we're together. I don't play that.
yeah,
You know,
And
and I
the
hate that.
moment I feel some sort of way,
Yeah.
and I express to you how this made me feel, then we gotta straighten this.
That's right.
We're not gonna pray about it.
Right.
No,
You know,
talk about
ain't-
this.
no. I mean,
That's why
let's
you
just
have
not
to
pray
lay
about
down
stuff.
your boundaries in
Right.
the beginning.
Mhm.
That's why you have
In
to
the
talk.
beginning.
When things happen, you have to address it then.
Right there,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
That's
can't
good.
wait
Yes.
because it'll fester.
Yes.
You have to address that, babe. I don't like how I just felt right there.
You're
Right,
right.
exactly.
It's a way you
Exactly.
say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it made me some
So
kind of
yeah,
way,
you
so.
know,
Mhm,
you know, I know women are gonna come up,
Yes.
but that
'Cause you
made
so
me feel
fine.
disrespected.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because you so fine, I get it. And I'm happy that we have each other,
Right.
Yeah.
but let her try it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Most
Let
of
her
the
try
time,
it
they
again.
already know how you
What's
are.
gonna
They
happen?
know your
Right.
attitude.
You're
Put
right.
them paws on and let's clap it. And then I'm going to throw the Bible at you.
That's it.
She's from the south side of the kingdom.
Believe it. Believe it. South side. Shit, Jesus understands. We on speed dial. Look here. Listen, we ain't trying to stay here all
Anytime somebody
night.
say, look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at here.
Look at
I'm
here.
gonna tell you no more.
Look at here. Absolutely.
It's your last time.
So here's what I want to know. Okay, so as we all know, as women, we all know that this is National Women's Month.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, as a woman and as a woman of color, Terrell, what keeps you up at night?
You know, ambition keeps me up.
Lack of, too much, not enough.
You know, I'm overly ambitious. And being an entrepreneur, your mind is always, yes, we don't have regular hours. It's like
Exactly.
things are coming to me and I'm up at night.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking of the next move. My mind is always going, so that keeps me up at night.
Sounds familiar?
Oh yeah, very
Is
much.
that what keeps
And,
you up at
and
night?
you know what? And they said a lot. I'm understanding it more and more now that you really kind of have to be around like-minded
Yes.
people because it will be. It's not understood.
No,
You
it's
know,
not.
like I with my friends, you know, my friends are very successful. They,
Right.
you know, they're all doing their thing. They bad chicks. But this is the thing. When they're having conversation about 401ks and, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, I got
Right.
this time and I'm going to move it over to this
Right.
time and this, that, and the other. We sit there because there is no, we have to talk about IRA.
Yes.
Not 401ks,
Right.
IRA.
Right.
You know, when you know, we're not when you go to your career and you do what you're hired for,
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. Me as an entrepreneur, I'm the marketer.
Yeah. You everything.
I'm the person doing the job. I'm the person running the thing. I'm the person, you know, I'm everything.
Right.
I'm everything, and you have to have a understanding spouse
Yes.
when you are an entrepreneur.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, you know, they don't what they see is, you know, if they're not entrepreneurs, what they see
Right.
is, you know, you just like that, you know, tell them people you ain't coming back.
Girl, that's like starting a war. You tell your clients you are not coming
You have to pick and choose the
Yes.
things that are important.
Yes.
You have to pick and choose the things that you do. And then I know that sometimes, like, you know, like my people, they'll say things like, well, you know, you don't work so much, you know, you don't this or that. But I'm passionate.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not the same as you going to this job, you're making all this money, but you're not happy.
Got
I
it.
think what people don't understand, being a hairstylist of 30 years, I retired, right? So I'm in real estate now.
Oh.
But Keisha and I trust me when I say I know you're married to the chair.
Yeah.
It's like you have a marriage, and people don't understand that you have a life.
Right.
You know, we
Right.
love y'all. We love all of y'all.
Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, and we'll do everything to make sure we accommodate everyone's schedule.
Right.
But that time for ourselves after we get off, we're so tired, mentally just drained
Mentally,
because
yeah,
now we
because
talked
you
about
fixed
15
everybody
plus
else. And you
people
don't
all
want to
day.
hear all that when
Right.
you come home.
Right,
It's just like,
right.
now
Then
you
your
wanna
mind
do-
has to be
Yeah,
creative
you
on
got to,
top
you know,
of that.
sometimes you got to sit
Right.
still and you got
Then
to
they don't like their hands, and you gotta
Right.
listen to that, and you
Now
gotta
you're
try
thinking
to
about it the
please
whole
them.
while they're
Right.
gone.
So by the time you go get in your car, you don't want no music on.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
got
Right.
silence.
Nothing.
Then you gotta go home. You gotta prepare
Yeah.
yourself to go home because now you
Right.
gotta
Now you got to
talk.
talk.
You
Right.
can't
Right.
just not.
Yes.
So by the time they fall asleep, that time is the only quiet
And,
time
and,
you
and you're
have.
taking advantage of that time. So you're
Yes.
sitting up 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I mean, like,
Right.
I'll be sitting up like
Right.
that,
Me too.
working on my website.
Yes.
You know what I'm
working on
saying?
that stuff.
Yeah, you work on the stuff. And like, say for instance, if I do it earlier, he'll say, "You can't do that when you at work."
Yes.
Wow.
I'm cutting hair.
All
I'm
day
cutting
long.
hair. I cannot work on the website while I'm at work.
So it is. Trust me, I
Yeah.
feel you.
So you do have to, you know, and as you age in this,
Yeah.
you have to strategize your exit plan.
Yes, you do.
But you ain't talking about no exit plan, so I don't even want you to
Ooh,
talk about
girl.
it.
I mean,
I need to be in this
you
chair.
talk about the
Okay.
exit plan.
Yeah, don't talk about
You
it.
strategize it. You
Don't
know,
talk
I
about
mean,
who
Still
knows.
calling me. Do you think you're coming back?
Okay,
I said, no, I'm not.
Okay, but you can't just get me.
She been retired from
good.
doing hair.
I
You
retired
don't get them people
20
call and say,
My
well,
mom
you know.
was in it for 30 years too.
Yeah.
She was
That's
saying,
what you
I've
get
never
when
had
it's
a
so
scheduled
good.
appointment with a hairstylist, so I don't know what it's like to have a
Right.
regular
It's
hairstylist.
When you find that stylist
really
like
hard.
Barbara,
Oh, yeah.
it's like finding a doctor and finding
Yeah,
a
yeah,
gynecologist.
yeah.
It's like your
It's
dentist.
real.
Like you do not want them to ever leave.
That's right.
Yes, that's
You
why I
right,
didn't want
though.
you to
You have
talk
to
about no
exit
Yeah,
your
that's what I'm
strategy.
saying.
You have to, you have to.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
exit strategy. We're gonna change the subject. What keeps you up at night, Pastor?
Same thing. I'm a workpreneur, so I work in corporate America in accounting, but I also have a fragrance line.
Oh.
So it's relaunching this year. I've had it for 5 years, and I've put out 3 fragrances. Have been invited to Australia, Essence. You know, it just
Okay.
opened a big door for
Okay.
me. Then I had got sick for 2 years, and now I'm back in a relaunch, and so the creative
Look at that, I'm
ideas.
back. Come on, God.
I'm back. I'm
Right.
back. I got my health together.
Come on.
And,
That's wonderful.
So like they said, it's the creative ideas, and it's the shutting my brain down.
Yeah, you can't.
You know,
have to
like
harvest
you
it.
sleepy, but your brain
Right,
is
it's still up,
working.
still going.
So I'm with her. It's
Yeah.
the ambition, the creativity. When you have a passion for what you
Yes.
do,
Mm.
you're
It's
not
different.
even. It's not
It hit
even just
different,
about the
like young
money,
people say.
right? It hit different.
Right.
You know, the money will come because
Right,
you're doing
right,
it because,
right.
but
The
the
money will
passion
always
behind
come.
like. You want to see everything perfect all the way down to the smallest detail.
Yes.
Even when you can tell when even a hairstylist is passionate about what they do, they still be cutting the little ends. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's cut already. They be looking like,
I know.
you know, that's that
Girl.
passion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's the creativity.
Okay.
Too. I feel like as a black woman, my fragrance is gonna be out there with Coco Chanel. And I
That's
feel
right.
like
That's right.
That's
That's
keeping
supposed to be.
that's keeping me up at night. You
That's
know,
what's up.
if they can do it, so
So
can
can
I.
you. That's
you know?
right.
Exactly.
Wonderful. What keeps you up at night?
For me, it's the fear of the unknown. So, like everyone here, I'm ambitious as well. I have a lot of things that I'm working on all at the same time. But then I always think about, well, what if it doesn't work out? You know,
Yeah.
and I hate that because fear's not good. You know, fear
And God don't
fear's
put the
of the
fear.
enemy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
He
So,
didn't give it to us.
I try to fight that with just focusing on the now. But even then, the mind is still racing.
Yes,
Like, okay,
always.
am I doing the right thing? Like, should I
Yeah.
be doing something differently? Should I be talking to somebody that
Right.
can help me push this forward? So, for me, it's mostly thinking about like what the next step is.
Okay.
I rarely just settle on what I have now. Like, I don't necessarily like being complacent. I'm always
Yes.
thinking about what else
Right.
is next. But in
Yeah.
addition to that, it's like, well, you know, what if it doesn't work out? You know,
Right.
and I do hate that for myself. I'm working on it.
That's what's up. That's
but
what's up.
you know, for me, that's what mostly
Okay.
keeps me up at night.
What about you, Tiff?
You know what? I was, trying to prepare my answer.
That's why I mixed it up.
I knew you were gonna come to me. But she just helped me.
Okay.
It's fear of the unknown. Because for me, no, I'm not, entrepreneur or any of you great people, because
And you're great too.
Yeah.
thank you. And I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
bring out to me. But, for those 17 years of marriage, I was stay at home mom, wife. So I lost a lot of time. Yes, I did.
You gained experiences.
I did gain
wasn't a
experience,
loss.
and it was a blessing to be in that position. I'm not complaining at all. But what I'm saying is, I have a lot of catching up to do at this point. So for me, it is like, oh my God, like, what should I be doing? You know, am I gonna fail? Like, should I be doing this? Am I not doing enough of this? You know, I need to learn this, or maybe I should go back to school, or, you know, it's just da 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 da, you know. So, and it's scary. Honestly, it's scary. So fear keeps me up at night.
Okay.
And
That's
I know
understandable.
that it should not be that, and Lord knows I want him to take that away from me. Right? I'm praying about
Yes,
that,
that's
as we
it.
all are.
Yep.
I have a
But
question.
it's hard.
Do you write all of that down that's jumbled up in your head? Or do you keep it up there?
I see her in my breath.
It'll help you if you wrote all of that down.
And you know what?
You need to write it down. Get it from up here. Because fear really is that. It's just, is courage turned inward. So you have to, whatever you're fearful about, you got to put it on paper.
That's right.
That's why the scriptures say, write the vision, make it plain. So you can't see it, so you won't believe it. But until you see it
That's
on
true.
paper,
That's
then
true.
you'll know what to go after first. But when you have everything just going on in your mind at one time, then that's going to make you fearful, because it's just a jumbled up mess
Yeah.
going on up here. So if you write it down, it may not make sense,
But
but
it
if
helps.
you get it from up here, then you will have capacity to get more stuff in.
Right.
Because
right.
your mind is going, then you're trying to bring more stuff in. It's no room for nothing else.
That's good.
So you need to write it down.
I ain't got to go to church Sunday.
Okay.
Terrell, she done already brought the word. 2 pastors in the house. Listen, one last question. Sure.
Really quick, even with fear, there's an acronym, and I was trying to remember it, but I think I remembered it. Fear, false evidence appearing real.
That's what it is. False
That's
evidence
fear.
appearing.
It's false evidence appearing real. So the moment when you
I love
begin to
that.
fear something, you have to begin to speak a thing. Speak it. I will not fear. I
Yes,
will do this.
yes,
I
yes.
will be great.
Yes.
And you got to keep saying it. I have this word I have in my gut. It's called still blessed. And I share it with everybody. I was sharing it with a few of my staff members. I'm still blessed. I may not have money in the bank. I'm still blessed.
Right.
I may have just been laid off from my job. I'm still blessed. I might not have had my last meal last night. I'm still blessed. Come up with that word. I'm big on wording. I just don't name a thing for nothing. Words mean a lot to me. So come up with that foundational word. That one word that you know, and the moment you begin to fear anything, you begin to start
Speak it.
speaking that thing.
Speak it.
Speak that thing. And then when you begin to start speaking it out of your mouth, you begin to hear it and you begin to reciprocate.
And then your mind will shift.
And it begins to shift. So what keeps me up at night? Nothing.
Is
I
it-
promise you.
I promise you.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. I take it to sleep. It stays there, and I get up in the morning, and it's like, it's time to grind.
Yeah.
It's time to grind. That's me. It's
Okay, I
time
need
to
to get
grind.
there. I want to get there. I want to get there.
See,
You know?
it's a difference between eyesight and vision. Your eyesight is what you can see. Vision is what you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to write the vision down. What you don't see in existence, write it down.
That's good.
You know what my biggest
That's
problem
good.
is, honestly, and you know, because we're in a safe space, y'all don't brought
Yep,
the
yep,
emotions
yep.
out.
Uh-oh.
I have to believe in me.
Yes.
I don't.
And what you need to do is stand in the mirror,
That's it.
and you need to find every flaw you have and accept every flaw you
That's
have.
it.
I'm telling you, I've been there. I know. Like, we try to walk around like we
Yes.
got it together
Yes.
all the
And that's
time.
the thing, though. People see me and think that I have it together
Right.
because that's what I want you to feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to dwell in that place,
Right.
you know, outwardly. However,
But you can't fix what you don't
That's it.
confront.
And it's okay
That's
to
it.
talk to
And you
yourself.
need it. Yeah, you
Talk
need
to
it.
yourself.
It's okay.
It's
Like
okay
I have
not to
full
be
fledged.
okay.
Yeah,
You-
like
you're
I,
right.
yeah.
You
Right.
really
I
need
talk
to
to
grant
myself a
yourself
lot.
some grace.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Grant yourself grace. Don't grant
And
everybody
she's
else
told
around
that
you
all
grace
the time.
without giving
People tell her
yourself,
that all the time.
you know,
and I don't
grace.
know why I won't, because it's like I almost feel like I don't deserve it.
You deserve
You
everything.
deserve everything.
And I know I'm not
And
making this a mental show
No,
about me.
anytime a
But-
thought come in my mind, and I'm fit to say this, especially when I know the devil done sent it. One thing I always remind myself, my flesh, the devil, and anybody else, I remind y'all, but that's not what God said. This is not how God talk about me.
That's right.
I'm going to talk about me how God talk about me, how God speak about me. And I don't care what my situation look like right now. As I talk, my situation better line up with what I said.
That's right.
Oh.
You know, that's what has to happen. Life and death is in the power of your tongue.
That's right.
It's in the power of your tongue. So as I speak it, life better line up with what I said.
It better.
As she was talking, I agreed with her.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I felt the Holy Spirit say, and I ain't making this a church thing. You have remnants of stuff in your past that you're still carrying to right now. That's what's happening. It is what was done to you.
That's how I did do with that calculator.
It was what was done to you that you're carrying, and that's what's happening. You know who you are.
Right.
You know who God made you, but you're believing what somebody else has put
That's
on
right.
you.
That's right.
So until you release that, you're gonna stay in this place, in this sunken place,
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
in this low-bar place. You're gonna stay there.
And your divorced marriage doesn't define you. And
At
I want
all.
to say,
At all.
It is
I heard you
not
say-
a divorce.
I heard
We
you
didn't all get
say,
divorced from
I heard
church.
you say over and over again about your marriage, your husband, your divorced marriage, and I felt the same thing that this sister just said. That divorce doesn't define you. That doesn't define you.
Believe
are
me,
beautiful.
it's life after
Yes.
divorce, honey.
Yes.
It's life.
I mean,
Yes.
your testimony.
Yeah, that is so
You know,
true.
And you buried your identity under the
Uh-huh.
pain.
Uh-huh.
That's what buried your identity,
That's
up under whatever
Yeah.
pain you have experienced.
That's it.
But you know exactly who you are. And
Right.
you know exactly who you are. It's just that the pain has become so overwhelming that you can't really see who you are. So from this day forward, you have to stop speaking those things. Even if you stop. You ever heard the saying, it's so simple, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all.
That's it.
If you can't say nothing nice about yourself until you can come to that day where you can actually say something nice, then don't say the negative either.
That's it.
Don't say the negative, but your identity is there. And oftentimes, people see about us what we don't see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
Well, we
you
say it
got
too.
all these
Yeah,
fabulous
beautiful.
women in here
Like-
telling you what we see.
Yes.
We ain't
This
seeing
is not
nothing invisible.
solicited. This is real. You are everything. And we love you.
Right.
We
The
love you.
conversations that we have, smart. Smart. I'm reading a book called Battlefield of the Mind by George
George
Meyer.
It's in my phone right now.
I stumbled.
old.
Yes. It's real.
I'm gonna tell you how I stumbled upon the book. I was about to go to war in Iraq, and I used to love at times. My peace came walking inside of the Christian bookstore. I can go from aisle to aisle and just get peace.
Love it though.
Yes.
I'm about to go to Iraq. And I stumbled upon this book that said Battlefield of the Mind, and automatically I said, I'm about to go into the battlefield. And I thought that's what the book was about. It wasn't. I'm reading it again. Actually, it's on Audible. And I'm listening to it over and over and over again. And it's just that it starts in our mind.
Yes.
Right?
It starts in our mind.
Definitely controls me.
Yeah.
It starts in your mind. So
You
you
have
start
to be
speaking to your mind. I am beautiful.
Yes.
I am worthy. God does have that man considered a man that finds a wife, finds
That's
a good thing. So
Yeah.
guess what? God is going to have that man find me. I am positioning myself for greatness. I am awesome. You start speaking that thing.
Speak it into
Still blessed.
existence.
I'm still blessed.
No
Might
matter
not have no
what.
gas in
You
my car. I'm
have
still
to be
blessed.
okay without an apology.
Right.
That's right.
That's good.
If you never heard I'm sorry, you got to be okay with that. Because vengeance is mine, said the Lord.
That's good.
So what you doing, you cannot stop your life because of what somebody put on you. You got to understand, hurt people hurt people.
Yes,
Until you
ma'am.
understand that, then you will release the baggage and you will move. See, you're a bag lady right now.
Yes. And we've all been there.
Bag.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all,
Oh, yeah.
look, I think I'm on 2 bags left.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I've carried a lot of bags myself. And my divorce, just to tell you this, and I know you're on time, but my divorce had me in a place like you. But I had to be okay if he never came back and apologized for nothing he has done. Because I remember I want to be as nasty and everything. And I remember God told me, he said, no matter what, he's still my child. You can't just do what you want. He's still my child. So I had to understand how I exit exit a thing is how I enter a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how you exit that is how you gonna enter something else. So you in between the
That's
hallway because you haven't
Wow,
fully
that's good.
exited
That's good.
all the way.
And we've been talking about self-care this whole night. Forgiveness is a part of self-care.
Yeah, that's it.
Forgiveness is because forgiveness don't hold them, unforgiveness don't hold them in bondage.
Yeah.
It hold us in bondage.
Yeah, that's
Right.
So when
Forgive yourself.
when you can
That's
when you can forgive, they can do whatever they want to do.
That's it.
You know.
That go back to what she just said. When she said, I feel like I got catching up to do. I have catching up to do. No, you was right
Let's
where
start.
you was
Right,
supposed to
exactly.
be.
And that's what I feel
Exactly.
that.
Start,
here.
start from where
So
Start
you
hard.
gotta forgive
Yeah,
yourself.
Exactly.
Because I know
Stop
that's what
trying.
it is.
Stop trying.
Yeah, I
Stop
felt
trying to
Forgive
go
yourself.
back
Right.
and get and
Right.
fix what was
That's
done.
right.
Yes.
I mean,
You
it's,
probably
I
wasn't
say
even
that to her all
mature
the time.
enough
You
to
gotta
handle
yeah.
what you can handle
Yeah.
now. So
Yes,
you're right
yes.
where you're supposed to
Got
be.
it.
Right.
Forgive
I was a child
yourself.
when I got married at 20 years old.
I was 21. So trust, I know.
Yeah.
You living life. So both of y'all learned life together.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened. Most of the people who got married at that age
Yeah.
are divorced by now.
Yeah.
Or have had a separation and came back together,
Right,
whatever
right.
the case may be, because you're growing up together. So you
Right.
gotta look at it that way. Both of y'all grew up together. Me and my husband, ex-husband, grew up together. So you gotta give grace for
Right.
that.
Yes.
Y'all didn't know life,
Exactly.
you know? But that doesn't define who you are.
That's right. That's right.
That just lets you know the type of wife you want to be and what kind of husband you don't want.
Got it.
Right.
That's it.
So look
Yeah,
at
I'm
that as an
excited about that.
experience.
Exactly.
part.
Look at the positive. Look at it from a
Yes.
positive
Yes,
perspective.
yes.
Look at it like, you know, it taught me something.
Yes, and forgive yourself if your marriage didn't go the way
Right.
you wanted it to. Forgive yourself for that. You learned. You had 17 years of education.
17.
Your next husband, that thing about to be on fire, baby.
What you say? You gonna be like that.
Okay, yes, in church. Okay, yes.
I just wanted to reiterate with you about the power of your words, and I don't know why God is telling me. I know why God is telling me. I ain't finna say that. Like everybody's saying, she said Beyonce today, and everybody 2 years ago, I lost everything. I lost my place. I got sick. It looked like I went through a Job experience. 2 years ago, the preacher lost everything. Lost my place, lost my car, lost my job, had to go live with my mom. Went from 170 pounds to like 110 pounds. I lost everything. Almost lost my mind. I was in a room and I called Mom. I said, if you don't come pray for me now, I'm finna kill myself. And I heard God that day saying, the change got to start with your words. Change what you are saying. Because I kept saying, I'm anxious, I'm depressed. I kept saying this. And then one day, I put it in my phone as a reminder. Every time I woke up, I would repeat, I'm not anxious. I'm not depressed. I was still feeling it. But guess what? I walked in here. Y'all don't see no anxiety or depression on me. And what happened is my life did shift. God sent my husband. Everything about my
Is
life
that what I need
changed.
to do to get a man?
Uh-oh.
Let me start doing something. Shit. Let me start.
Listen, and when you start changing the way you
right.
speak, because words is a portal, it's a
Power,
door.
yeah.
You know, it's a door. Start there, even if you don't feel like what you're
Right,
saying is
right.
accurate. That is okay. Eventually, your feelings will line up with what you're saying.
I love affirmations. I get affirmations on my watch, and it just came up every second. I deserve good things to come to me. I get it on my watch. So if I'm feeling some kind of way, or if not, I'm feeling some kind of way, I always look. So I get affirmations on my watch and my phone. I always have words of encouragement.
You have to.
And it's those,
You have
it's
to
those
encourage
type
yourself.
of things that, okay, I can do this. I didn't do it yesterday, but
It's
Lord, I
okay.
thank you. I'm gonna do it today.
Yeah.
You know, and then what don't get good done today? Guess
Right.
what? It gonna get done tomorrow.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
You know?
Amen. Listen, I want one last question, and we're gonna get up out of here. This is a little fun one. Because of course the world is, a woman will save the world because that's just what we do.
Right.
National Women's Month.
Right.
If you were president for one day, what is the one thing you would do?
If I was president for one day, I would mandate that everybody is off work or don't work Mondays and Fridays. We'll go to
Oh.
a 3-day work week.
Okay, I love that. Love that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Love that. Terrell.
I was gonna say that. I would say
Why?
that you will have off days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just go to work Thursday and Friday.
Wow.
Get paid for all day.
Wow.
at work all week.
Okay. So what you doing?
I think I would make healthcare available to everybody. Free healthcare.
Yes,
for everybody.
I agree
Free
with that.
education.
Yes. Yes. Queen.
Right, free education. That's what I'm saying. If you can get in it,
Yeah.
Get in where you fit in.
it should be able. It should be paid for.
All right, Pastor, what you putting it up in there?
Well, see, I'm a pastor. So as the First Lady of the United States, I'm probably going to put prayer back in school.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I love that.
these shootings and stuff in school and the stuff that they go
it's
through.
toe up.
Ain't nothing wrong with them having a little bit of prayer.
They
They need
a whole lot of
They
prayer.
need a whole lot of prayer.
It's probably the only prayer they're gonna get.
And you're right.
Right. So I would, because prayer changes things. So
It
I
does.
would put prayer back in school. I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Put it all on the milk cart.
Education. I know the answer was already said, but I'm very big on, pushing yourself and, increasing your knowledge as much as you can.
Right.
So
Right.
if that was taken care of for everybody, then
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
some
No
countries
better you
have
do
free
that.
education.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not these United States of these Americas.
These
now.
Americas.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, listen. With this long conversation that we have had, we've laughed, we've shared education, we've shared knowledge, we've cried. I hope that you took something from this conversation. This was a very colorful, a meaningful conversation. We hope that you will come back here to join us again within the next 2 weeks. If you have any questions about anything we've said, because we laid out a lot of great things, and we want to be sure that you guys absorb what we're saying, because we are for the culture, but we want to make sure that we are doing positive change. So if there's something that you heard that you thought you heard, that hit us up. We would love to hear from you. We're here. Holler at us. Let us know. We thank you for your time. Tag a friend, share, like, whatever, because you know what? We're a pretty big deal. We're a pretty big deal. And we hope that you know that as well. We're here for y'all. So until next time, ladies, thank you all for coming in, for sharing your evening with us. And until next time, peace.